dong. Oh, we're live.
Live. I think we're live. Yeah.
Meet Ultra Lord.
Okay.
Live.
I imagine it's going to take a few seconds for people to arrive, but as you're joining in the stream or you're watching it on the replay, and I thank you for being a part of the Ruby Tuesday. If you're new, welcome. Been a cornucopia of videos recently, lots of entertainment stuff. But we thought we'd just do a live video segment because this involves pretty much everybody. So Wonder Woman has been on the slate for Warner Brothers, Wonder Woman 1984, for a long time. It's been pushed back a couple of times, but we literally just got news that it's going to be pushed back again. And the word indefinitely has been used.
That's not a good word.
It's not a good word, which calls into question what else is going to be affected, because that is the word on the street, in the movie street, is that there's going to be a knock-on effect for their titles. So yesterday we had the incredible trailer drop for June.
Oh, it was amazing. I was so excited for it, and it was definitely going to be like my Christmas movie.
Yeah, so that was the first part of that is meant to come out December. Wonder Woman, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. It's one of the few films that I've watched multiple times and actually have on 4K. And I never thought I would enjoy it as much, but I think it's just the way it was directed. It was such a real character, very different to the norm of DC films. I thought it was very good, and the box office, said as much as well. People loved it and went back for many, many viewings. This is the sequel that fans have been really dying to see. You can see Kirsten is wearing her Wonder Woman shirt. We were so excited. We've got quite a good communication with DC now. We have good threads there. So I was really looking forward to watching my first press screening, first proper big press screening that I've earned on my own, and this was going to be for Wonder Woman. And now to find out that that's not, I'm sure we will go still, but yeah, that was sad. So I think also because June is so soon, it's only a couple of months away, because they've delayed Wonder Woman indefinitely, it probably means that we're going to get delays on their other films.
These things generally have a bit of a knock-on effect, and I think, you were saying that let me try that again. Damn it, we're live. That the reason that they're delaying it is because of the situation in the United States with COVID-19. Because people are weary of going back to the cinemas for obvious reasons. And so the US box office is kind of the big driving force in when you want to release your films. So if you're not going to have that domestic market in the US, then when is that going to happen? Because at the moment, the situation, as far as I'm aware, in the US is just getting worse and worse and worse in terms of coronavirus. So
even here, people, even though the cinemas are open, people are not ready to go back to the cinema. And Tenet is the one that is kind of showcasing the way of what is possible. So it is doing much better overseas than it is doing in America, but it's still not doing great. Like, people thought that this was going to be another billion film easily. It's Nolan. He's one of the biggest names that we have in film industry, and the films that he releases are massive. So now we have a question.
That film was kind of like a temperature test.
Yes.
And the temperature is still a bit too cool. It's not hot enough to be putting all your films out there and hoping that that's going to get your money back. So why aren't they thinking about doing other releases?
Well, so the question is, what do you consider to be home cinema? Because there's been a lot of arguing about whether big films should go straight to home for this kind of pandemic area. And it looks like we're going to be in this era for, another 6-7 months at least, even as the spikes go up and down, and, life won't look the same. And so you won't really have, the general public won't have the peace to go back into cinemas and be safe with their families. So it does make you wonder when big production companies are going to say, okay, now we need to start putting our films into our streaming platforms. So, for example, Mulan was recently put on the Disney, and everybody thought that they were fighting to stay open for that. We're definitely going to the cinema. But then Disney did, not only are we going to make you pay for our subscription service, but you're also going to pay $30 or £20 here. And needless to say, even the reception of the film hasn't been good. Not great. Some have loved it, but also what's going on behind the scenes with where it was filmed. There's a whole big palaver there. But if that is a test, then that's not quite working. You need to find a balance of how much you can charge for films at home. Most people have decent TVs now and surround sound systems, so it's not like you're just closer to the screen. It's like the cinema, that's the difference. And you're at home, you can have your own snacks. Yeah. So that's cool.
And if you have a family, you can all watch it together instead of having to pay for individual prices to go to the cinema.
Yeah. I mean, there's other films that the Warner Brothers have been doing so well with their massive titles. So although, we think of other big, the large majority is Marvel, right? You think Marvel, but Warner Brothers have been sneakily picking up those big titles. So we have Suicide Squad, which we had DC Fandom recently just release massive trailers for that. And that looks fantastic. Well, I say trailer. They released the cast and they showed us a bit of like behind the scenes. And we know that, we've seen a little bit, but there's a really amazing cast. James Gunn looks like he knows what he's doing there with his characters.
It looks like fun.
It looks a lot of fun. We have the Batman, who, because of COVID, has now again shut down its production because James Patterson has COVID. Oh. So they've just started. They gave us that release teaser trailer, which looks fantastic. Like, that is the Batman I was hoping it was going to be. So dark, broody Batman. Batman's always broody and dark.
Because I'm Batman.
Yes. But again, now that so COVID is here to stay. We've seen it affect films more and more, and as we start going back into production on TV and films, we just see them getting halted again. The same way with the Batman. So we have Suicide Squad. We know they still got a lot of stuff to do, but we don't know what the release date of that's going to be. Batman is definitely on hold again. Wonder Woman is delayed indefinitely until they release a proper a press thing about that. We have the next Fantastic Beasts that's after that, but we don't even know what they're going to do with the production of that. We have a number of other titles.
They also have The Matrix 4 in production.
John Wick.
Yeah. Is John Wick part of the Warner Brothers?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I didn't see it in the list.
Yeah, The Matrix 4.
Yeah.
And The Flash, that was going to start. So we have all these really great titles from them. Space Jam is one that nobody saw coming, really, but people are really excited to watch.
Are they?
Yeah, really. There's massive. I was going to say cult, but there's this massive.
Well, you can say cult following.
Cult following, yes.
They're not
there's this massive cult following. I know Austin Burke just absolutely loves Space Jam. Yeah, he's a massive fan, and it's not a great.
I'm thinking. So when I think of Space Jam, I'm thinking of Bugs Bunny, right?
Yeah, Bugs Bunny and Shaq O'Neal, who was the Shaq Attack. It's an amalgamation of animation and real life people.
Oh, like
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes, that's the one.
But this is much more lighthearted, and for some reason there's a massive following, and so we had that going as well. So they have all these slates of films that are just going to trickle backwards now. We don't know when we're going to get them, and I feel like this is going to move over to like Marvel.
Might have a knock-on effect.
It'll have a knock-on effect because the biggest production studios are in America, apart from stuff like that we have here in the UK with Pinewood. But Marvel are probably waiting. They're probably watching what people at the cinema are doing. And Tenet was definitely the test.
Yeah.
And so it's doing okay elsewhere, but it's not doing great in America. And so we're probably going to have a much more knock-on effect to the others. So, we've got some of the Marvel films coming out. We definitely I thought we were going to get Black Widow film this year, and that looked fantastic. And I'm pretty sure it's done and dusted. They've been ready for a while. Bond might move again. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember last Christmas. It was they saturated us with the trailer for months before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it still hasn't come out yet.
There has been the argument, though, that there's some films that have been released that haven't looked that good, but have had all this extra time.
So what have they been doing?
What have they been doing? So
they ran out of budget, man. They used up their budget, so they can't.
But now they have time. I know any editor or director, regardless of money or time, they want their product to be good. So if they get hands-on, they're going to keep tweaking it and tweaking it. So maybe they'll use this time. I know the director of June, Denis.
You can never
say his surname. Villeneuve. Villeneuve. He has said that he would like a lot more time, and so it feels like he's under pressure to release it on that date, but he wants some more editing time. So
well, it would be really good if they gave him some more editing time.
I only want that film to come out.
June.
It looked amazing, but it needs to come out when it's ready.
Yeah.
So do chat to us in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, I've seen people come in and out of the stream, which is interesting. I'm not going to reply to that comment, and because that's not what the stream's about.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think is going to happen. Are you sad about Wonder Woman? Thanks so much for tuning into this impromptu, quick live stream. And live long and prosper, or Tuesday. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Should we end? Yes, end now.